Hi guys, welcome to today's kickboxing class. Today what we're going to be working on is evasive techniques. So hopefully you've done your warm up and your stretch off now and you're ready to go. If not, go back and do that and then join in this class. Okay, so we'll start as we should always start, feet together, hands by your side and bow. So first evasive technique we're going to work on is going to be a bob and weave. So this is if somebody's trying to punch you around with a hook punch, okay, around the side of the head. So instead of just ducking underneath it, dropping down, what we're going to do is we're going to roll our body in a circular fashion, okay? So if you imagine you've got a pen in your mouth with a whiteboard in front of you, you're kind of drawing a U shape with your head, okay? Come down and up on the other side. If they're trying to hit you from this side, okay, then we're going to start by going away from the hand as it's coming towards you, and then roll underneath it as it goes past you. If it comes from this side, then we roll this way, okay? What technique you do after that is depending on which way you've rolled, okay? So, let's say for instance I'm left leg forwards and right leg back, okay? I've done my bob and weave as if somebody's trying to hit me on my left hand side of the head, so I've ducked away from that, rolled up, and I've come back up. Now where I find my body shape is my lead leg is taking all my body weight, my back leg is up on the toes and it's kind of weightless. So if I'm going to throw a punch, it doesn't make any sense to throw it from my right side because this side is weightless, I don't have much to throw into it. It makes sense to throw it from the left side because my weight is all centered here and I can distribute that weight up from my foot and straight into that technique, whether it's going to be a jab or whether it's going to be a hook off the lead hand. I like to use a hook when I'm throwing off the lead, okay? So bobbing and weaving that way and throwing a hook. Alright, so before we move on to what we throw on the back side, we're just going to practice 10 of these, okay? So just rolling around like this and throwing a hook. Now when you do, before we get started, make sure you're not bending at the waist, okay? If you do that, you look at the floor. You want to keep your eyes on the target. If you look at the floor, chances are that's where you're going to end up because you won't see what's coming next. Alright, your opponent might be throwing a couple of punches. If you're looking at the floor, you won't see the second one coming. So, keep our eyes forwards, hands up, and guard position. Don't let your hands drop. It means we can punch a little bit faster if we're keeping our hands up. Just bending your knees, keeping your back straight, just rolling around and throwing that hook punch. Okay, when you do this as well, I don't need to go all the way down, I don't need to go whoa, way down here. Okay, a miss is as good as a mile. If they're aiming for here, then there's no point you being down here. You can just be here, and as that punch comes across, it's maybe just skimming the top of your head. And that's perfect, okay? Like I say, this is as good as a mile. So, 10 of these. Just do it along with me till I count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so that's dodging a hook coming from this side. Now if we're going to dodge a hook coming from the other side, we're obviously going to start shifting that weight onto our lead leg, bending our knees, rolling over onto the back leg this time, and as we come up, again, we're deciding which hand to punch with. Doesn't make any sense to punch with this hand because it's weightless. I'm not getting anything from this side of my body, but everything's centered here, ready to push off on this leg. Boom. And I like to throw a nice straight cross with that one, okay? Cross is your most powerful punch anyway, because it's coming off that backhand and you're able to push your body through, so it makes a lot of sense off that bob and weave just to go straight with that, okay? So we're going to bob and weave, rolling underneath here, onto that back leg, push off, and punch straight through, okay? Making sure, drilling that fist in, notice how it's turning as I extend my hand, okay? So we're going to do 10 of these again, rolling the other way. So dancing on your toes, keep those hands up as before, and go 1. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, so hopefully you're getting the feel for that now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put these moves into some pad drills. Okay, so to start off with, we're just going to throw jab, cross, start off our pad drill. So jab, cross, and then somebody's going to try to hit us on this side of the head. You've got a pad holder who can do that for you. Great, it just gives you something to work off. If not, you just have to imagine it. So jab, cross, and bob and weave underneath here. Throw our hook punch, another cross, bob and weave the other way, and finish on a cross again. Okay, so jab, cross, bob and weave onto our lead side, so that hook, cross, another bob and weave, and another cross. Okay, so we'll run through this one 10 times, and then we'll change it up slightly and work on something else. Alright, so again, left leg forwards, right leg back. Of course, you can do this opposite stance, right leg forwards. If you want to swap halfway through, that's fine, just for the sake of working on the technique itself and focusing on each one. We're just going to keep the same stance for now, okay? So, left leg forwards, and let's go. 1, jab, cross, bob and weave, hook, cross, bob and weave, cross. Good. 2, jab, cross, bob and weave, hook, cross, bob and weave, cross. 3, jab, cross, bob and weave, hook, cross, bob and weave, cross. 4, 5, 'Good, so now if you're getting comfortable with that, you can start speeding up. So here we go, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent, good. If you need to get a drink, do so now. Right. So the next technique we're going to work on is going to be a slip. Alright, so we've worked when somebody's trying to hit you in the side of the head with hook punches, okay, or a pad holder. They'll just be swiping that pad around from the side. Now we're going to work on slips for the direct techniques, okay? So if somebody's trying to jab you or throw a cross straight to your head, what do? Alright, so keeping that left leg forwards. All we're going to be doing is if somebody, doesn't matter, it does matter which hand they're trying to punch you with, but it's going to be to the same target, it's coming straight down the middle. If your opponent is left leg forwards as well, alright, if you've got a pad holder, this is a lot easier to imagine. If they're left leg forwards as well, and they're throwing a punch straight at your head, what you want to do is lean towards the shoulder of the hand that they're punching. Okay, so if they're punching with their left hand across you like that, then your head wants to move in that same direction, okay? Not a lot, just enough that we're moving offline, again, and this is as good as a mile, so that punch is just skimming past us. And as we do that as well, we're moving slightly forwards, okay? So, if you imagine your feet, your body, I know I'm stood here, left leg forwards, right leg back, but roughly you can draw a kind of X shape between my left shoulder and my right foot, and my right shoulder and my left foot. So what we're basically doing with that shoulder is we're dropping it towards our opposite foot along that line of the X shape, okay? So we're dropping it like that. So we're not leaning back, because if we lean back, the trouble is we're slightly off balance. So if our opponent pushes forwards more, we're going to get pushed back easily. and also I can't really punch back, I can't counter-attack from here, I'm too far away, and again my balance is all wrong. So we need to kind of push forwards as we move our head off to the side. Alright, so move it forwards like that. If the punch comes off their right hand side, or your left hand side, comes across from here, then you're going to go the other way. Again, drawing a line between that shoulder and your foot, moving like that. Okay, so if we can slip this way, or we can slip this way, as the shot's coming straight towards you, just missing your head. Okay, now the technique that you would throw off this, again, you've got a few options. So if I go to my open side, I can counter, I can do hook, I can do cross if I want to, I can do an uppercut. If I go to the other side, again I can do hooks, I can do uppercuts, just like that. Work really nicely. I like a hook into the ribs, okay? If somebody's punched like that and you've stepped offline, then all of a sudden all of this is wide open to punch, okay? And that's going to hurt if you can get in on their inside, boom, and land that hook into the ribs. Same as if they punch with the other hand and you've stepped over here, you've got all of this to aim for, okay? So that's why I kind of like the hooks of those techniques. So just to start with, we'll just practice that slip, slip kind of movement, and then we'll add on the punches, okay? So 10 times like this, bouncing on your toes, and we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Okay, now we're going to add on a punch. So we're going to go slip, slip, hook. Okay, so we go slip onto our lead leg, slip towards our back leg, and fire a hook off our back hand. Should be our right hand if we're left leg forwards. Okay, so bounce in the toes, and we'll go slip, slip, hook. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Just notice as I'm doing that, almost automatically I'm kind of shuffling forwards at the same time, so that I don't have as far to reach when I'm throwing that counter punch. Okay, I'm kind of stepping forwards on each of these slides, so I'm getting closer to my opponent. Underneath that hand as they're punching, closer to my targets, okay? So you can either do it standing still, 1, 2, punch, or you can kind of shuffle forwards, 1, 2, punch, as you do it, okay? So guys, let's put this all into a pad drill. We'll add it in with our bob and weave as well. So what we're going to do now, you're going to go as if somebody's going to try and hit you on this side of the head with a hook. You go jab, cross, bob and weave away from that hook punch, cross, and then what you're going to do is as if they're going to be trying to hit you with a jab, you're going to slip in here and throw that hook, okay, with the backhand just like we practiced. So jab, cross, bob and weave, cross, slip inside, via that hook. So both those shots are coming off the backhand, nice and strong. First one to the head, second one around to the ribs. One more time, jab, cross, nice and direct punches, bob and weave, cross, slip inside, and hook. Notice again, I'm shuffling forwards, even my back leg, I can take that step of the back leg, load up even more power into that hook punch if you want, okay? So, 10 of these. Bouncing on your toes, do it along with me. Jab, cross, bob and weave, cross, slip, hook. That's 1, 2, 3. Now let's see. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. I got it wrong. Do that again. 9. And last one. Good. Okay. Quick drink if you need it. Pause the video if you need a break. Okay, next evasive technique we're going to work on. This one now. Sometimes when we're sparring, we're not just throwing individual punches, hooks. Sometimes we're blitz towards our opponent. If you don't know what blitzes are, if you're not done sparring, it's basically where you get yourself towards your opponent as fast as possible. It's kind of like sprinting forwards, just like a short burst, short sprint, and landing punches as you go. So it's kind of closing that distance on your opponent. Now, to evade that, what we need to do is as our opponent's coming straight towards us, our lead leg's pretty much not going to move, okay? It's going to pivot on the spot, but it's not going to move away from where it is. It's our back leg that's going to get us away and offline, okay? My scoring areas are all here, so I want to take them away from my opponent. I can do that by moving my back leg around. As I see them make that move forwards, I step around like that, and straight away from this camera, all you can see is my back, which is no scoring area, a little bit of my body maybe, but that line that I was on, there's all of a sudden nothing for them to hit, okay? So they charge straight forwards with that jab cross blitz. You've taken all your scoring areas and you've moved it off to the side, so they just carried on through there and completely missed, okay? Now, to add insult to injury, as they're coming past us, we're going to throw in a hook punch there, just to get that extra point for ourselves, alright? So as you see them make that move forwards, again, if you've got a pad holder, what they can do is just hold up a pillow or a cushion or pads or whatever and just rush towards you. As they come towards you, you're going to take your body offline, step in that back leg across, and throw a hook punch at the same time, okay? So we're not going hook, step, and we're not going step, hook. It's all one action, guys, okay? If you do anything before the other, then it's going to throw the whole sequence offline and you're either going to get punched or you're just going to miss them completely, okay? So we're just going to move all in one action. As soon as you see your blitzer come forwards, offline and throw that punch. Okay, so we'll just practice that 10 times. Tell you what, we'll do 5 left leg forwards and 5 right leg forwards because we don't work the right side too much. It's just simple enough that it's easy. Okay, so left leg forwards. It's the right leg that's doing stepping because that's the back leg. So bouncing on the toes. Left hand doing the hook. 1. 2. 4. 5. Good, change center, right leg forwards. So now my left leg is going to take me over here. Again, using this line on the floor as a guide. All my scoring areas are gone from where I start, where everything's in line. This time my right hand, that's the lead hook, so that's the one that's going to be scoring my counter. So, we're going to find on the side. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Good. Okay, back to left leg forwards. Now, you really want to finish your opponent off after this. We're going to get our legs involved, okay? As you've done your step and your hook, and they've gone past you, They're now in kicking range, okay, for a rear leg roundhouse. And that step back, what it's actually done is it's loaded up your weight onto that back leg now, where you can really fire off a really strong roundhouse kick. So your opponent's gone from there, they've blitzed forwards, they're now there, you've loaded up that kick, boom, and you can fire it straight into them. Okay? So this movement will look like this, from left leg forwards, right leg this time, stepping around, 1, and then 2, fire that roundhouse back in. So now it's 2 steps. The hook and the move, all in one action, 1, and then the roundhouse kick, 2. Alright, so we'll do this, tell you what, we'll do this 10 times left leg forwards because it's a bit more complicated, and we'll do it 10 times right leg forwards, and that should be enough times to get it sunk into the brain. So, 1, hook and move, roundhouse. 2. Just make sure you're allowing that foot to pivot that way and that way. First for the hook and move, second for the kick, so you're not twisting your knee. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And last one. 10. Good. Okay, change stance, right leg forwards. So now it's left leg that's stepping back, offline, loading up, and firing back into that kick. Right hand still doing the hook. Okay. Here we go. 4. 6. 7. 8. 9. Last one. And relax. Good. Shake out those legs. Also, get yourself a drink if you need it. Alright. Now, let's put all this together into a pad drill. See how it all works, okay? So we're going to start with the hook and move and roundhouse. Okay? So, do that hook and move and roundhouse. Boom. Land back into your fight stance. Jab, cross, bob and weave, cross, slip, body hook, and back to the start. Okay, don't have much time left, so just choose your favourite stance. If that's left leg forwards or right leg forwards, work what's best for you, okay? If you're going right leg forwards, it'll look like this. Hook and move, rear leg roundhouse, keeping that right leg forwards, jab on the right, cross on the left, bob and weave, cross, slip this way, and then body hook. If that's how you want to do it. I think I'll just stick to left leg forwards then, just for sake of simplicity. Okay, so we'll do this 10 times, guys. Try and keep up with me. And 1. 4. 6, 8, 9, last one. Right guys, finish off there. If you're still finishing, just pause my video till you're done. Once you're caught up, it's time to stretch out. Okay, well done. Shake out your arms. Left arm out to the front, right arm across. Good job. Change. So hopefully you found that useful, guys. If you can evade techniques, whether that's bob and weave, slipping, or just moving out of the way, it takes a hell of a lot less energy than trying to block them. Okay, whether that's covers or pushing shots away or jamming shots if you're doing points fighting, or blocking shots, whatever. So much energy taking that impact, whereas if you just move out of the way and it misses you completely, then all of a sudden it's your opponent that's burning all their energy. And left leg straight. Change sides. And it's down. Butterfly stretch, knees. Pushing all the way down. And front stretch. And I'm putting these together and just lean back as far as you can go. And sit up. Knee, head between your knees, push your shoulders forwards as far as you can. And then we'll arch your body up into a seal stretch. And push back onto the balls of your feet. Drop there. Stand up. Good job. Right. Well done today, guys. If you have any comments, please drop them down in the comment section or message me personally. Feet together, hands by your side, and bow. Have a great day, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.